What's up, and welcome back to the Sixers Breakroom, or if it's your first time, welcome to the Sixers Breakroom, where we break down film of the NBA, why things work, what things work, how do things work. Today's video, we're going to be breaking down Game 3, Celtics versus Nets. But first, don't forget to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe today for more of these NBA breakdowns. And, that way you can get a little more knowledge about the game. And if you like the video, don't forget to like the video. Let's jump into it. I think that the whole Boston Celtics trajectory changed when you had Jaylen Brown and you had Jason Tatum start giving up the basketball more. Early in the year, they were kind of criticized for their lack of willingness to pass the ball. They got called out a little bit by Marcus Smart. They got called out a little bit by their coach. And rather than sulking about it, which they may have did initially, they changed their game a little bit. And I think it's their ability to draw so much attention and then be willing to give up the ball that has turned this team into a team that looks like they can make a run to the NBA Finals. Let's take a look at this first clip here. You got Brown driving to the basket here. He's going to beat his man off the bounce, and already you can see how much attention he's drawing. You got Kevin Durant dropping into the driving lane. You got Claxton sliding over. You got eyes from Patty Mills. You got eyes from Kyrie Irving. He draws so much attention. As he gets deeper into the paint right here, let's pause it. All five guys looking. You got KD looking. You got Dragic and Claxton on the ball. You got Patty Mills completely turning his back to his man. And you got Kyrie Irving with his back turned to two guys here he needs to be concerned about. And instead of forcing this layup, I think in the past, Jaylen Brown would have forced this shot. Instead, kicks it out to a wide open Marcus Smart. Ball fake, shot. Let's take a look at this play here. You got a little horn set. You got Marcus Smart coming up. He's setting the screen on one side. You got Horford setting the screen on the other side. And it's really up to Brown to decide what he wants to do with it. Now, in this case, Brown is going to decide to take the Al Horford screen. He's going to dribble this way, drawing attention. And watch what happens to Andre Drummond. As you get this roll from Al Horford, look at the way that Andre Drummond sinks in to help on this. Right there. As soon as Jaylen Brown uses his eyes to manipulate the help, right? When he initially picks up his dribble, he's looking right at Al Horford on this roll, which sucks in the defense, leaving Tice wide open in the corner. Now, I don't love when guys leave their feet to make a pass, but you can see here, he's under control. Eyes right there looking at Horford. He gets Drummond to lean, kicks it to the corner, wide open shot. Again, it's that willingness to move the ball and just hit the open guy that we're seeing from Brown that's made all the difference in the world. Here's another example right here. You get one-on-one at the top with Blake Griffin. That's a mismatch for Brown. He's going to drive left and beat him off the dribble. It's going to force KD to sink in here and plug the lane. And when he sinks in, you leave a great shooter in Jason Tatum wide open at the top, wide open in the corner for an open shot. But right there, you suck in the defense. You draw two. You've done your job. You got to kick it out. Bang, wide open shot. And like I said, it's not just Brown, right? It's Tatum as well. Watch his Tatum. He gets his man off his feet a little bit, right? He's playing patient. He's going to drive right there. Look at the attention that he's drawn from Drummond, right? Drummond is sliding all the way over and help to try to prevent this drive, leaving Tice wide open, cutting down the middle of the lane. Now, in the past, maybe Tatum dribbles it back out. Maybe Tatum takes a tough mid-range jumper over Drummond, but instead, he's going to split the gap right here. He has this window. He's going to make an excellent bounce pass. And instead of a tough shot, you get an easy 2 points. This is an action we've seen the Celtics run in the past in a breakdown that I've done, and I really, really like it. You're going to have Robert Williams setting a down screen or a pin down screen for Tatum to come off, but not looking for the ball. He's coming all the way up to set this screen at the top for White. So right there, you get the pin down. That creates a little bit of space. Now, for whatever reason, I'm not really sure why Brown is so concerned about blitzing this screen here at the top. But Brown decides he's going to step up. He's going to blitz, meaning essentially you have a double team at the point of attack. Now, you can see here Tatum is a very smart player. He reads it, so he's slipping away from it immediately, allowing himself to be an option for the ball handler. And he gets it right here. Now, this is where Tatum does a great job playing with pace. And once again, drawing help and just making the easy pass. He keeps Seth Curry on his back, right? He traps him with the ball handling. And then once he gets his head up, he sees I have Andre Drummond right here in no man's land. He can't really contest my shot. And I got Robert Williams in the dunker spot that's going to be wide open for this lob. KD cannot overcommit to helping here, because if he slides on the inside of Robert Williams, preventing that dunk, well, now Jason Tatum would have a wide open pass to the corner to Grant Williams, who's a pretty good three-point shooter. And in the NBA, you don't want to really give up corner threes. So you see KD's in no man's land, Andre Drummond is in no man's land, and it's that willingness by Tatum to just give it up for an easy dunk. Here's another great example of two separate things. One, Tatum's willingness to give up the ball, but two, the Celtics screeners do a great job of slipping screens. They really read their defender and then make cuts to the basket at the best time. Watch this here. You're going to have a simple ball screen by Jason Tatum, and he's going to set this screen here, and then he's going to slip into this mid-post area where he's going to catch the ball. But take a look at Tice here. Tice is setting a pin down screen to get some action away from the ball to kind of preoccupy the help here, which is going to help Tatum get open when he is. But after Tice sets the screen here, he then slips to the basket. And watch what that does for Tatum. So you get the ball screen here. He catches in the mid post. There you have the Tice slip. And it's an excellent slip because look how open this area of the floor is. So after he sets that pin down screen and he slips, he's wide open under the basket. So when Tatum catches here, not a clean catch, but when he catches here, Andre Drummond has no idea that Tice is behind him. Drummond has no idea. And then you get this little dump off behind, easy 2 points. Here you have this little action where you got Jason Tatum setting another ball screen. You got Tatum rolling to the basket, and then you're going to have Jaylen Brown popping out. And what you're looking for is if Bruce Brown leaves Jaylen Brown and defends the roll, typically you'll have your shooter open. But Patty Mills actually does a really good job switching this, which doesn't leave Brown wide open at the top of the key. So right there, you have the switch. Now, this is another example of, I think in the past, Jason Tatum would have kind of forced this shot. But instead, he's going to get his head up and he knows I've done my job. 1, 2 guys, players out there. If you draw a second defender, you've done your job. Now he knows I have my shooter wide open in the corner. The Boston Celtics space the floor really well. Throws it out there and you get a wide open shot. So similar to that last play that I just described, you're going to have a double screen here. You're going to have Brown setting the screen and you're going to have Tice setting the screen. And it's that same principle of Smart is coming off of this. You're going to have Tice diving to the basket and then you're going to have Jaylen Brown popping back to the ball. I know there's a lot of squiggles there in a tight space, so you might not really be able to see what I'm saying, but watch it. So you got the screen here. That's the Jaylen Brown screen. Then you got the Tice screen. Tice dives to the basket. So you got this Tice dive. And then you got the Jaylen Brown popping back to the ball. And he's reading what's the defense doing. Now, in the last clip, we saw that Brown and Patty Mills did a good job of communicating. Here, Curry and Kyrie do not do a great job of communicating, which is going to leave Tice wide open heading to the basket for an easy layup. Not only has it been Tatum and Brown giving up the ball, but you see Marcus Smart is really developing into a pretty good point guard. Here's another example of Marcus Smart just being a good point guard, right? The Nets try to go into a 3-2 defense. 3-2 defense means you got 3 guys up top, right? You're going to have 1 guy in the middle, a guy on each wing. That's your 3. And then you're going to have 2 guys playing in the low block area. And when a team is playing that, what becomes open are the corners, right? Here, those are going to be the spots that are very difficult to guard in the 3-2 defense because you only got 2 defenders on the bottom trying to cover all this space. And it's very important that you rotate quickly, you communicate. But a simple pass here, right there. Marcus Smart he knows what spots are open. And as soon as Curry here turns his eyes and he's no longer watching the ball, Marcus Smart's just going to fire this pass out to the corner. And because Al Horford was in this block area, if we bring it back, Al Horford is right here in this area. So he's kind of preoccupying Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant can't just fly out to the corner prior to this pass getting there, right? So you get the shot to the pass to the corner, and then you get the shot from Jason Tatum. Earlier in the video, I talked about how I feel like the Boston Celtics do such a great job of setting screens and then slipping to the basket. Watch here. You're going to get a simple pin down screen from Brown to Tatum. Tatum's coming off of this looking for a shot. And Brown does a great job of just reading, what is my defender doing? What is Seth Curry doing? Because if he slides up, well, I'm just going to dive to the basket. And sure enough, that's exactly what happens here. You get the pin down screen. He sees Curry jumps out immediately. Jason Tatum draws a lot of attention, right? So now you have Curry jumping up. You got Brown running over the top. Jason Tatum has done his job. He's drawn 2. Brown is going to dive to the basket. And once again, Marcus Smart showing that he's becoming quite the point guard. Simple bounce pass, easy 2 points. Once you combine the giving up good shots for great shots with the fact that they're forcing turnovers and just getting out and running, well, now you have a recipe for being up 3-0 in the series, right? Like, look at here, Jason Tatum, boom, he picks the ball, and we're going, right? Marcus Smart needs some help, gets his dribble back, and now we're pushing in transition. That's a wide open shot for Tatum, and that's an easy 3 points. On this possession here, you actually have the Nets trying to run that similar, you set the screen, I dive, I come back to the ball to force the defense to see what they're going to do. And they do a really good job here of actually reading it correctly, but you got this player sliding in to help. He does a really good job of getting down low. And watch the secondary help. It's really the secondary help. So here's the rotation defensively. The guy who's guarding the corner, you have to come in and protect the basket. And then the opposite player, Tatum, has to dive down to protect the corner. The only pass you want to give up is if he's going to catch it here, he's got to kick it back out to the top of the key. So you get the proper rotation defensively. And because of that, Drummond is trying to tip it back out to Curry. He has no idea that Tatum has dropped down, but Tatum's doing his job. Tatum drops down, and now we're off to the races, and we're going to get an easy 2 points. Again, I'm giving up good shots for great shots. I'm not going to show all the defensive clips, but again, offensively, their 2 best players are moving the ball. Their 2 best players are willing to give up good shots for great shots. They're keeping everybody involved offensively, and what that does is it forces all 5 guys to play defense. And the minute someone is sleeping on the Celtics, that means someone is getting a dunk or someone's getting a wide open 3. And then defensively, all series long, you have guys like Tatum, who's really taking on the challenge of guarding Kevin Durant. You got guys like Marcus Smart, who's the defensive player of the year. They're forcing turnovers, and when they do, defense is turning into offense. You combine those 2 things, and there's no surprise that the Celtics are up 3-0. I'm curious to see what happens in Game 4. I don't expect Boston to win Game 4 just because I think it's extremely hard to sweep anybody. The Nets are going to be on their home floor. They're gonna be facing elimination. They're gonna be doing everything they can to survive. And these games have been very close. Some of these games really could go either way. So we'll see what happens in Game 4. But what do you guys think? I think the biggest thing for the Celtics has been the willingness to give up good shots for great shots and then turn defense into offense. I want to hear what you guys think has been the key for the Celtics having the success they've had this far. Don't forget, if you made it this far, I know you liked the video, so go ahead and like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that bell so you know when I'm dropping new content. Share it with your friends, family, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys on the next one. This is the Sixers Break Room. Peace.